In the silent, sterile heart of Observation Vault 7, the Velhari cradle sat like a god waiting for an apology it would never receive. For 314 years, this biomechanical masterpiece had floated above the dead world of Neora 5, ignoring the prayers of 217 researchers. It was a relic of a civilization 40,000 years gone, a suit of armor that looked less like metal and more like darkness, given three-dimensional form. We often mistake silence for mystery, when sometimes it is simply indifference. The operative arrived on a Tuesday, a day she hated with cosmic consistency. She carried a duffel bag and a mandate from the Human Diplomatic Corps to determine if this ancient paperweight was worth the budget. She was met by Vec Moru, a Thresson scholar whose 6 legs clicked against the floor with the nervous energy of a man whose life's work was currently mocking him. Vec Moru spoke of destiny and worthiness. The operative spoke of logistics and waste. It has rejected 4,632 candidates, Vec Moru insisted, his facial plates shifting in offense. He listed the failures. Thelivor, the Karathi war master whose hand was liquefied for his arrogance, and Miranol, the philosopher who spent a week believing she was a teapot after a failed bonding attempt. The operative looked at the fractal shifting of the black armor and saw only a broken tool. "I don't see a mystery," she told the scandalized scholar. "I see a civilization that died waiting for a savior who never showed up." Then the universe delivered its punchline. The alarms screamed not of burnt toast, but of war. Rabani extremists had breached the station, intent on seizing the myth for their own bloody purposes. While logic dictated a retreat to the shelters, the operative moved toward the vault, not to save the artifact, but to ensure no one else could use it to hurt people. It is a strange irony of our existence that the most heroic acts are often committed by people just trying to prevent a headache. She found the extremists cutting through the doors. She stepped into the line of fire, unarmed and unimpressed, and when negotiation failed, she dove for the cradle. She didn't reach for it to claim power. She grabbed it to deny them theirs. And that was the key. The armor didn't resist. It flowed over her skin like liquid night, rewriting her synapses, flooding her mind with the sensory input of a dead species. A voice, ancient and dry, bypassed her ears and spoke directly to her thoughts. This was the curator. Finally, the presence murmured in her mind. Someone practical. The extremists opened fire, but the operative was no longer just human. The armor moved her with fluid, mathematical precision, deflecting energy blasts and dismantling the attackers with non-lethal efficiency. It was like dancing with a ghost who knew all the steps. When the dust settled, the curator explained the truth. The Velhari hadn't left a weapon for a chosen one. They had left a janitor's mop for a cleanup crew. The war wasn't over. The architects, distributed artificial intelligence nodes that had driven the Velhari to extinction, were still active. 17 systems, 43 weapon platforms, all waiting for an off switch. The operative, now bound to the most powerful weapon in the galaxy, didn't feel glory. She felt the weight of unfinished homework. "Let's finish this," she sighed. For 6 weeks, she toured the sector in a scout ship, dismantling the apocalypse one spreadsheet at a time. The collective called it a crusade of completion, writing poems about her heroism. The operative called it tedious. She flew to coordinates, bypassed security protocols, and watched ancient death machines power down into harmless space debris. It was a war fought not with epic battles, but with administrative access codes. When Platform 37, the final node, went dark, there was no explosion, only the quiet satisfaction of a job done. The curator hummed in her mind, content. The task was complete. She returned to the station, where crowds gathered to worship the hero. Vec Moru stood trembling in awe, ready to canonize her. Instead, the operative stood before the display case and did the unthinkable. She took the armor off. "I'm returning it," she announced to a stunned silence. "But you were chosen," Vec Moru stammered. "I was willing," she corrected. "There's a difference." The cradle pooled on the floor and reformed into its dormant state, silent once more. It had found the one thing it needed, not a warrior seeking glory, but a pragmatist willing to close the book. The operative walked away, leaving the legends to the poets. She had a report to file and somewhere a very strong drink was waiting.